Hi, my name is Jennifer, and I'm one of the physical therapists from the Johns Hopkins Ataxia Center. I'm excited to share some ideas with you for making your life easier through exercise. Keep in mind, this video is providing only general exercise suggestions. Each person living with ataxia has individualized needs. So please consider being evaluated by a local specialized physical therapist to determine the right program for you. In this video, I will go over some balance exercises and also try to provide answers to some of the most common questions I hear from people living with ataxia. For instance, people want to know what can they do to make their lives easier. One way is to use exercise as a means of maintaining and improving function. This means exercising regularly, setting functional goals that are realistic and safe, and keeping moving. Allow me to repeat. Exercise regularly, set goals, keep moving. You should also use safe strategies for negotiating around your home and community. Be mentally okay with functioning at a level of modified independence. You may be used to accomplishing a task a certain way, but give yourself permission to achieve that same task with the safest strategy. For example, do one task at a time. Make sure you're stable after standing and before you take a step. Focus on quality of movement rather than speed. So when you're going about your day, keep it simple, keep it safe, take your time. You may experience improvements in function through regular exercise and endurance tasks. Studies show that intensive practice can be effective at improving motor performance. So, you might be asking, what exercises are right for you? Most people visiting our Ataxia Center have done strengthening exercises in an attempt to maintain function. In many cases, people living with ataxia are very strong. Motor control can be the challenge, more so than strength. So in this video, I'm going to focus on balance and motor control tasks. What are motor control tasks? Examples can include practicing transitioning sit to stand without falling backwards, or practicing squatting, or returning to sitting with control. I will discuss more examples of exercises you can do in standing or lying down at the end of this video. Balance and endurance training are effective for improving motor control and fighting fatigue. At minimum, practice balance exercises standing or sitting 20 minutes 4 days per week. On alternate days, a minimum of 3 days per week, do your endurance training tasks, such as recumbent stationary biking. Overall, your exercise program should be challenging yet safe, novel, and varied. Quality of movement is more important than quantity. Be realistic about your goals. Assess what you're able to do. For example, establish how far you're able to walk safely, then set a goal of increasing that distance by 10%. Be open-minded to modifying the exercise so the task is right for you. This way, you will set yourself up for success. So are you ready? Great! Then let's exercise. So first we're just going to review a task that you could do from your wheelchair or anywhere in sitting. You're going to simply pick one leg up, tap your opposite hand to your knee, and you'll do this for a minute. And if you do this without your back supported, it's a little harder. That's just one example. Now we'll review a couple exercises you can do lying down. Not everybody can get down onto the ground, so feel free to do these in your bed before you even get up first thing in the morning. To make it easier to get on the ground, simply start from a couch or a chair and then lower yourself to the ground. The first exercise is just picking one leg up and placing it on the floor, pretending you have an egg underneath your foot and you don't want to crush the egg. And you'll just try this for a minute. Your movements need to be slow and controlled. Progress by incorporating opposite arm movement. Slow, controlled, quality movement is key. Do each for a minute. You could also do what we call bent knee fallouts, where one leg goes out halfway, back to the middle. Not all the way, just halfway, back to the middle, and then switch to the other leg, keeping your hips still for 1 minute. If these are too easy for you, you could add a bridge and do the same tasks, picking one leg up at a time without crushing the egg. If that's too hard, back off and just pick up one heel and lower while holding the bridge. Or bending your knee out to the side halfway, bringing it back to the middle. All of these you should try for at least a minute. Again, focus what you're able to do and then set a goal to work to the progression eventually. This is a foam roller. It's 36 inches long, 6 inches wide. This is a half round roller that's 3 inches wide, and this is a full round roller. So I'll give you an example of some things you can do using the foam roller. You can lay on the foam roller with the flat side down, which is easier, or flip the foam roller up so the round side is down, flat side is up. That's harder. The nice thing about the foam roller is you can work on your balance, but yet you're low to the ground. So the first challenge is, can you just lay on the roll and not fall off? And just try that for a minute. A progression then is to see if you can coordinate staying on the roll with movement. And try that for a minute. Or try raising your heel up and then lower for a minute. Or combining raising one heel up and your opposite arm for a minute. Or can you pick one leg up without falling off the roll and put it back down? Again, you be the judge as to what is the right level of challenge for you. We want the exercise to be safe but doable. Now we're going to try some exercises on your hands and knees. A simple one to start off with is to just pick one arm up and hold it for 5 seconds, lower and switch, and then raise your other arm, hold for 5 seconds, and switch, and do that for a minute, and then progress. Pick one leg up, hold for 5 seconds, lower, and switch. Try that for a minute. Then combine the two, but only if you can do so without falling. You be the judge if this is right for you. Another exercise on your hands and knees is simply crawling. You're going to move your hand and your opposite leg in sync. And you can go both forward and backward and try for a minute each. You can also try side crawling, where your hands are together, knees are apart, and then move your hands apart, knees together for a minute. And you want your hands and your legs to move in sync. Again, focus on quality of movement, not speed. Keep your head up and your shoulders with good posture. Another one is to incorporate rocking with either arm movement or leg movement. Okay, those give you some basic ideas, but again, you be the judge of what is right for you, and just focus on what you can do successfully and safely. We're going to show you some balance exercises that you can do in standing to set yourself up for success for walking. Keep in mind, a corner is a safe place because you have a wall on either side of you and behind you. So that way, if you were to fall, the wall will catch you. You can also place your walker in front of you or a chair, or have your care partner standing next to you. Now I want you to judge how hard it is for you to stand. If you're standing with your feet super wide and it feels very easy, then try bringing your feet a little bit closer. Or even have your feet totally together. You want to be at a level where the task feels challenging but safe. On a 0 to 10 scale, 0 being you feel totally confident, it's super easy, 10 being you feel like you're falling, you want to work at a level 7 challenge. So you decide what that level is. And when you've found that position that feels challenging but safe, cross your arms and stay there for a minute. Take a break and then repeat it again. And then if it's becoming too easy, you can change your foot position, just an increment of change, just an inch only, and then try that for a minute. Another exercise you can do is to grab a stool or a phone book, place your foot on the box, and try to stand there for a minute. You could do this with your arms at your side or arms crossed. It's easier if your feet are apart, harder if your feet are together. Again, you be the judge as to what the right level of challenge is for you. Another way you could use a stool or box is to practice shifting your weight and tapping your foot on the box and then bringing your foot back down. Again, the most important thing to remember is slow and controlled movement. We want you to be successful and safe. Another exercise you can do is just simply weight shifting. It's just weight shift to one side, hold, and then come to the other side and hold. If you can't put your foot on the box, you can simply just practice stepping forward, stepping backward, stepping forward, stepping backward. So we just want to emphasize the importance of practicing squatting. It's a functional task that will help you with your ability to go from sitting to standing without falling backwards, and vice versa, from standing to sitting. Set yourself up for success by having a chair or bed behind you. If you want to put a chair in front of you, that's fine too. You're going to try to keep your hips way far back and your head up, arms forward. Hold for about 5 to 10 seconds and then return to standing, doing your best to not fall backwards. And then repeat. And again, if you feel like you need to use a little arm support first as you're first practicing this, that's totally appropriate. And eventually try to do this without using your arms. These exercises are just examples and are not necessarily appropriate for every person. To see a benefit, the key is to have guidance in determining the optimal exercises for you that are challenging and that you can do safely and independently. Consider exercising daily at a scheduled time to stay motivated. Try alternating balance tasks every other day with endurance tasks until you accomplish both types on a regular basis. To keep exercise interesting, classes such as yoga, tai chi, or Pilates, or use of a swimming pool could be helpful in addition to your home program. To find a local neurophysical therapy specialist who can help determine the right home program for you, visit the website www.apta.org, click on the link, Find a PT, type in your zip code, and then narrow your search to neurological specialty. Thank you for watching. Remember, to meet your goals of maintaining your mobility for many years to come, keep moving. Do tasks that are novel, varied, and challenging, yet realistically doable. Set yourself up for success.